Government's so-called bedroom tax are staging protests outside the offices of Liverpool Mutual Homes, the city's biggest social landlord later on. It's the latest in a series of demonstrations across the region, actually. The opponents say the welfare changes, which take effect in April, will leave tenants having to find £1,000 a year to plug the cut in their housing benefit because of spare rooms, and they're accusing housing associations of complicity in its implementation. Well, Steve Coffey is Chief Executive of Liverpool Mutual Homes and joins us on the line now. Steve, thanks for your time. Good morning.
Good morning, Tony.
Has your organisation been complicit in the implementation of these welfare changes?
Well, I think housing associations across the country have been at the forefront of the campaign against the bedroom. If you go back to the passage of the legislation through Parliament, housing associations and the National Housing Federation led the campaign to get changes in the House of Lords, which Lord Best proposed, and they were actually carried in the House of Lords based on the campaign led by associations. Unfortunately, that was overturned when it all came back to the House of Commons. So I think the fact that other people are now campaigning with associations, we're delighted at that really, and the more we can get this highlighted to the public, and particularly those affected, it's a good thing.
We've got, about 15,000 homes in the city, formerly Liverpool Council housing. How many of your tenants are going to be affected by this?
Potentially, there's up to 3,000 of our tenants, so there's a lot of people in the city, and that'll be replicated with other associations. But 3,000 of our tenants are likely to be affected, and we've done a big campaign of information and getting that information out to people so that we can identify people who've got real difficulties, and we can focus help and support with those people.
I'm guessing there isn't enough single people's accommodation for those currently living on their own who might have an extra bedroom or two in housing with more than one bedroom. Will help be available for them?
Well, we are trying to. You're right in saying that there isn't enough smaller properties for those people to move into, and we are trying to identify people's needs, and we've done a very big door-to-door survey of the people that we've highlighted who potentially be at risk, and we're going through a process of identifying moves and supporting people into moves where that's possible. But the simple fact of the matter is, as you say, there just isn't enough property.
Now, the protesters claim, Steve, that you will have no hesitation in starting legal action if people don't pay the rent because of these cuts to benefits. What's your response to that? Will there be a grace period at all?
Well, so we always have and always will help people, support people to pay the rent and to help in other ways. I mean, we've got big campaigns and big investments in our homes, for instance, to help people in fuel poverty, because not only are tenants facing hikes, they're facing significant hikes in things like utility costs and other things. So we've put big investments in our homes to help people address the cost in use of the properties in the day-to-day living, and we'll continue to do that. But also, eviction of people from our homes would be a last resort for anybody.
It's a possibility, though. It's a possibility, though, is it, Steve, that you could actually kick people out of their homes.
Well, to be honest, people need to pay the rent, don't they? And we support people in any way we can to help them do that, and to get benefit maximisation, to create job opportunities for people, to support people. They're all the activities that associations have done, and obviously private sector landlords wouldn't go down that same approach. And if I can tell you, one of the other crazy things with the bedroom tax is that you'll see people moving out of social housing, 3-bed homes for income, into 2-bed private rented homes, because they won't be then hit by the bedroom tax. And the benefit will actually go up, because the rent charged in those private homes will be far greater than the rent charged in our homes.
So they would leave social housing, they will go into the private sector where the rents are higher, and if they're on benefits, the government would have to put that bill anyway. The council would have to put that bill anyway, so the bill would actually be higher. So it's one thing laughing at the other. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But we will concentrate all our efforts to support people and help people. And the advice I give to everybody is go and speak to your landlords, because not just LMH, all landlords. Once we've campaigned vigorously against the bedroom tax, we'll also go to every level we can to help people and support people who are in real difficulty.
Steve, one final point before I let you go. The protest outside your offices today is just one of a number directed at social landlords across the city. Do you expect opposition to these changes to gather pace and grow?
I'm sure it will, as it affects individual people, and we get real life circumstances where people are causing great hardship. And we'll continue to campaign and illustrate the unfairness of the bedroom tax. It is really unfair, and we'll campaign against those issues, and we'll help and support people who are affected by those things too.
Steve, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much indeed. That's Steve Coffey, CEO of Liverpool Mutual.